problem is always tumescence, and Eros is always the solution. The problem is always some little mini contraction with some congestion in it, and then that begins like a magnet to attract reasons that we draw for why this pain exists. There is no reason, there's just a contraction. Undo the contraction, and you'll, lo and behold, you will find that what releases then is the tumescence fuel. Fuel releases. And if you have a dynamic enough system, it releases and it occurs as dynamic joy with a lot of fuel. So, so you'll discover two things. That's the first. The first is access to the mystical is always the solution. The second is, if you don't find the solution, the mind that you develop in the mystical has a much more creative, solution-oriented mind than pre-mystical. You know, pre-mystical, the solution is always bludgeon the crap out of them or it, or fawn and use some kind of seduction, or really, really powerfully find a way to ignore it. Those are our solutions, pre-mystical. And you know, the mystical needs to be brought in to spread it out so you can see, oh, okay, now I have a bigger view. First of all, this in the context of all of my problems isn't that big of a problem. Just joking. This in the context of the whole of life isn't that big a deal. You know, and if you want a trick there, you know, I was always looking for tricks. One of the things that I do is if you just look backward for a minute, whenever you look backward on your life, you're always illusory. You don't ever see a concrete form having a difficult time. Even in your most terrible, horrible, difficult times, by the way, those will be the times that you miss. I promise you that is the case for me, and quite likely the case for you. Like I was bonkers, batshit crazy when I lived in the acid house. Daily I would plead and beg, God, get me out of here. You know, I was just very, very dramatic. And then now I remember them as the happiest times of my entire life, that I was that stretched. But what I'm going to say is, if you want to remember, if you want to see how unreal your problem is now, look backward at you in the midst of all of your problems, and what you'll see is it's almost like a dream. It's a dream you having a dream problem that is no longer alive.